the Russian military will overwhelm them, right? Because they've got the support of China. They've got certainly the support of North Korea. North Korea's about to send another 30,000 troops to the front lines on behalf of Putin. I mean, that's crazy, but you've got North Korean troops and by the thousands fighting and dying in Ukraine. And so, the U.S. providing military support that keeps them in the fight long enough to hopefully, with the EU expanding what they're doing, to hopefully get Putin to think, okay, fuck it, I do have to sit down at the table. Great.
Well, this is what's discouraging, is that Trump said, when I get into office, I can fix this in 24 hours.
Yeah. I know.
That seemed...
Messaging problem. Again,
crazy.
Messaging problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always, again, I go back to that same thing. There's always a problem with and again, this is not I'm just saying maybe get better, comms people, and try to get just a tad bit more discipline. But, the idea that you're going to fix this problem in a day, it's hyperbole, but people buy into it, right? And then you get a mob that are saying, well, how come we couldn't? And what are you doing here? And rather than saying, well, no more wars, just say the world is an unusual, unstable, chaotic place. There may be occasion when we need to be involved, but I'm going to try to minimize that. Say something like that, and then you don't have to throw more red meat to the crowd. But the Ukraine situation, and Zelensky's got some other problems, right? It's an interesting situation that hopefully it doesn't bore people, but it's important to keep on the radar. Is that Zelensky has just signed a bill that kind of gutted the two primary anti-corruption organizations in Ukraine. And Ukraine's had years and years of history of being a corrupt nation. And it's always been a roadblock to them getting into the European Union because it's saying, you've got to do something to clean this goddamn place up, right? So Ukraine has had a history of, not just with Zelensky, but prior to that. And so the parliament, wrote up a bill basically handing over control of these two anti-corruption independent organizations that monitor corruption inside the Ukraine government, handed over that control to the prosecutor general, government control of these organizations. And they put that bill that they wrote, a Zelensky supporter wrote it, put it on Zelensky's desk, it was like 48 hours ago. And he had the choice to either sign it or veto it. Again, here's the problem. You think, like, who the fuck was advising him? Right? Veto that goddamn thing. But he did, and he signed it. And now you got street protests, significant, large street protests in Ukraine against this because they considered this authoritarian takeover. And they know what their history was like, and so the people are worried about this. So they're out on the streets protesting. Putin's looking at it going like, it's fantastic. That's because Putin's been saying that Zelensky's an illegitimate leader for some time now. And one of his demands has always been, I'll negotiate, but, Zelensky needs to go. And because he wants a pro-Kremlin leader in there. So you've got all this going on, and then Zelensky decides he's going to sign this bill. Now he's got the protests. Now he's going to have to, he's trying to scramble. So now he said, we're going to introduce a new bill to strengthen our anti-corruption efforts. So now he's trying to, cauterize that wound. So, it's a self-inflicted wound. He shouldn't have done it, but I'm trying to speak to the complexity that's going on out there right now.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Yeah. Anyway, so that's we touched very briefly. We haven't even talked about the situation with Hamas and Israel, but I'll leave that for another day because I'm sure if we got together again in another half a year, it's still going on. There's no ceasefire that's going to happen. Every time you turn around, the U.S., Witkoff, or somebody in the U.S. administration, or the Saudis, or the Egyptians, or the Qataris, whoever's handling mediation, is saying, "Yeah, we're very close to a ceasefire," and it's just not happening. So, it's going to be a mess. We can talk about that some other time. Yeah. I know.
Is there any way you could give us some happy news to wrap this up? Is there anything positive?
Yeah. Well,
I know you got a bunch of notes over there.
I do.
Is there anything like, hey, we're gonna be okay?
What am I know. Rich. None of them. I got one about Ozzy and Hulk Hogan. I mean, that's not positive. God damn.
We lost Hulk Hogan.
We did. Hulk Hogan. What a guy. And then Ozzy. I mean, what a goddamn career.
But the Ozzy thing was less surprising because he'd been battling Parkinson's and he was very old. But the Hulk Hogan thing was crazy. He was here just how long ago? A year ago? Yeah.
Yeah.
in the podcast a year ago.
Well, Ozzy did that concert on the 5th of July.
I know.
Yeah, I mean, in his chair.
But Hulk
you know.
went in for some surgery, apparently, and he got an infection.
Yeah. I think it was neck or spine surgery or something that he couldn't come back from. But and it's all in the same week. And then what? What was his name? Then the other guy, this poor guy. It always happens, right? Malcolm Jamal Warner, the kid from the Cosby Show. He dies, and then nobody thinks about it because we're like the day after Ozzy dies, and then Hulk Hogan dies. They
always die in threes.
Yeah. But
they always say that celebrities die in threes. Why is that true?
Yeah. But poor Malcolm. I mean, he goes and his death is completely. It's like if you and I were on a plane and the plane went down. It'd be like, we lost a legend today. Joe Rogan is gone, along with 240 others. And that'd be like the other. It'd be a sad moment.
Malcolm died swimming, right? He got caught in the undertow.
Yeah. It was a swimming incident in Costa Rica.
Yeah.
Got pulled out by a riptide. Yeah, I think.
Fuck, man. You got to be able to swim, and you got to not fuck with the tides.
Yeah, it's
That's
actually,
scary shit.
Yeah, we were out in the Caymans. My wife and I had gone down there to give a speech at something. So we said, let's go, snorkeling, whatever. And so I went out. I didn't take a PFD. I didn't take a inflatable device with me. Right? I should have just grabbed a belt. Just pop it and get it. So I was out there swimming, snorkeling around, and at some point I was like, I don't feel good. I don't feel right. And then I could tell, because I'd had an art issue in the past, right? And I knew exactly what was going to happen. And so I started feeling this, and I could just kind of feel the energy drain out of me. But I'm out in the middle of the fucking, water, and I kind of look up, and there's I can see my wife all from the distance, but I'm like, and so I'm just trying to keep my goddamn head above water. And so I get her attention finally. She comes over, and she's a brilliant person, and she's a great athlete, very strong swimmer. And so she's trying to help, but now I'm doing that dude thing where I don't really I don't want to make a fuss, right?
Oh, no.
So I'm out there in the water, and I don't want to take my mask off, and I'm saying, I'll be okay. And I'm just kind of like barely going, but I'm doing that, the dude thing, right? When you as a dude, if you're having a heart attack, you don't want to alert everybody because you're like, I don't want to cause a scene, I don't want to be a problem, I don't want to show that I'm weak or whatever. So I'm out there. So she literally hauls my ass back to shore, right? And so it was one of those moments. I got back down, I was fine after a little bit, but it was just one of those moments where we realized this would be a fucked up way to go, right? Just kind of drowning and being at the bottom of that, and they got to fish you out. But so I feel bad for Malcolm Jamal Warner, but then also his news got blown out by Ozzy and now Hulk. So
it is weird that they always die in threes.
I don't know what that's all about.
But it's so common.
Cosmic retribution. Something's going on.
But it's like there's a pattern to the universe where that happens.
Yeah. So, but now as far as good news, I'm really working on this one.
You're here.
Yeah, I'm here.
We're here.
Got
Everybody
tickets,
listening is still alive.
Going to see Oasis. So that's good news.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna go see Oasis and
Fuck yeah.
coming to Los Angeles.
Nice.
Big deal.
I'm glad they're back together.
God damn it! Right. I know. I'm just hoping it's not because it's not till September. So the danger is
that they feud.
They break up.
Fuck you. Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Yeah, fuck off.
Yeah.
So it should be a great show. They've been doing a bang up job. But as long as they come on, guys, stick together. Yeah. Make it to September, and we'll be fine. But other than that, there's good news happening out there. I'm sure. I haven't seen it.
All right.
I'm sorry about that.
Tell everybody your podcast.
Thank you. It's President's Daily Brief. It's available. We've got a YouTube channel.
There it is.
At President's Daily Brief.
It's doing well.
So
I see you on the charts all the time.
Yeah, we're up there. We're always hovering around the top 10, and I think it speaks to the fact that, for the most part, look, we're just trying to tell people what's happening without telling them how to think about it.
Yes,
right?
And that's what people want, because there's not a lot of that.
And it's worked out well in that regard. And occasionally I'll say something, I get a little comment in there, but I try to keep the opinion out of it. But it's all the podcast platforms, YouTube channel, and it's gone well. It's been a great adventure so far, and it's been growing. Which again, for me, that is very satisfying in the sense that nowadays everything's opinion, right? Everything got an opinion, right? right?
Not just opinion, but again, what you were saying, telling you how to think.
Telling you how to think about it.
Yeah, this is how you have to think.
Yeah. So it's President's Daily Brief. Anybody gets a chance, check it out, subscribe, whatever you do. And I appreciate you letting me bang on about that.
I appreciate you telling me about things and explaining things. 'Cause I get lost out there.
I always feel like I come in here, I bum you out, and
You definitely do.
Yeah.
You definitely did today.
Dude, I'm going to your show tonight. I'm going to love it.
Okay.
Oh, America wants to know this before I go. The White House card, is it happening?
Supposedly. Yeah.
Wow,
Supposedly
okay.
July 4th next year. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
July 4th next year.
Yep.
Okay. It's going to be amazing.
It should be wild.
Is Jones coming back?
I don't know. You know, it's a lot of time between now and then.
Yeah.
He's a wild card.
Yeah. All right.
I'd like to see it. I'd like to see him.
Are you kidding
fight
me?
for the title
Yeah.
on the White House lawn. That'd be pretty wild.
It's crazy. No, okay. So I didn't mean to drag that one out, but anyway,